So we won't, if you don't want to be recorded, just turn your camera off. You can hear and watch the whole ceremony still the same. We are attempting a grand honors in a hybrid format. So our honorees are all here in person to receive the award. And then everybody at home is kind of watching. Be sure to put some congratulatory remarks in the chat. We'll be reading them as you go. They're right behind us up on the big screen. So please do that. All right. So now on with the show. It is my pleasure to introduce the president of the National Alumni Association, the Honorable Peter G. Crummy, class of 1981, who will be our Masters of Ceremony this evening. Judge Crummy, thank you.
And good afternoon to all of you. My name is Peter Crummy, and I currently serve as the president of our National Alumni Association. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Albany Law School Grand Honors Awards, sponsored by the National Alumni Association. Tonight is a special moment because we come to you live from the Dean Alexander Moot Courtroom inside our fabulous Albany Law School to honor our very deserving alumni who are being recognized for their tremendous time and dedication that they have given to our great school for so many years. We have invited our honorees and a few of their guests to receive these awards this evening. As we continue to navigate a safe and healthy community at Albany Law School, I know many of you are viewing this via Zoom. I want to take a moment to welcome you and to say thank you for joining us virtually. I would also like to welcome members of the Board of Trustees and the National Alumni Association who are joining us. Thank you to our past award recipients, as well as the law school's president and dean, Alicia Ouellette. And thank you to the faculty, staff, alumni, and the rest of our guests for joining us. It is great to see so many of the law school's most passionate and hardworking community members together in one place, albeit in a hybrid format, both in person and online. Now in its fourth year, the Grand Honors Awards continues to be a major initiative of the National Alumni Association as we take this time to recognize our alumni who have given and continue to give so much to Albany Law School. All of us are passionate about the future of Albany Law School, especially the success of our students. We return to campus often. We take part in boards and committees, participate in panels, speak to classes, act as mentors, and lead many additional initiatives. It is an honor to continue to be involved with everything the law school has to offer. I know we have all been looking forward to this event and to celebrating the honorees in this room. The entire National Alumni Association Board extends its congratulations. And now I am pleased to introduce our president and Dean, Alicia Ouellette, to provide some congratulatory remarks.
Judge Crummy, boy, it's so nice to see you all. Isn't it nice to be back? And to all of you on Zoom, thank you for being with us and helping us celebrate our incredible slate of honorees today. Albany Law School has the best alumni in the world. I mean it. It is such a joy to be able to pick up the phone and say, I need help with X, and have 3 people say yes, yes, and yes, what else can I do? And that's what you all do. And tonight we get to honor 4 incredible alumni and 1 honorary alumna for the work that they've done, and just really terrific people who have supported our students, who've helped us grow in our programs, who have helped students get jobs, who have challenged some of what we've done in a way that makes us better. This is a really meaningful relationship that we have with each of you that I see out there, and for your families. This is a big moment. We have more than 10,000 alums, and your people got picked. So there's a reason for that. So it is a big deal. I'm thrilled to be here today. I want to congratulate Renee and Pat and Ryan and JK and a very special friend of the law school, Lillian Moy. You are really just inspirations to all of us, and the work that you do matters. And enjoy your night tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dean. And I can tell you on a personal note, I've had great opportunity to work with the Dean over the past few years. And I can tell you that we mere mortals just sit and watch as our Dean and President continues to lead us in so many dynamic ways and has brought our law school to the prominence that it now enjoys again here in the capital city of New York State. And thank you, Dean, for what you've done for us. I am excited to begin the presentation of the awards. This evening, we are honoring 5 individuals for their tireless efforts and tremendous support of our law school. The Outstanding Young Alumni Award, first presented in 1990, is given to one who has graduated within the past 10 years, who has demonstrated extraordinary commitment to Albany Law School through consistent volunteerism and engagement. This year's recipient of the Outstanding Young Alumni Award is Renee L. Barrons. Professionally, Renee currently serves as Assistant Counsel with the Department of Motor Vehicles here in New York. Previously, Renee served as Assistant District Attorney at the Orange County District Attorney's Office, and later as a Bureau Chief at the Rensselaer County District Attorney's Office. In addition, she is very active in the legal community, continuing to build a strong network. She sits on the executive board of the Capital District Women's Bar Association, serving currently as the corresponding secretary. She is also an adjunct professor at the University of Albany, College of Emergency Preparedness, Homeland Security, and Cybersecurity, where she teaches a class on intelligence briefing and research and a second class on international civil liberties. Renee has been an active member of the Albany Law School community, and that is really an understatement. Since graduating only 10 years ago, she has found her way of mentoring and guiding students to help them begin their careers and get started on achieving their goals. Here are some of the ways Renee has been involved. She served on the Moot Court Executive Board as the chair of the Donna Jo Morris Client Counseling Competition. Yearly and very consistently in between, she returns to the campus to assist with judging moot court competitions. She also assisted with the coaching, the travel teams as they prepare for competitions. And no, I'm not done yet. She has been guest speaker at the trial practice class, where she delivers a lecture on grand jury from a prosecutor's perspective for our students. In 2016, she was the recipient of the Dominic Gabrielli Award for her commitment to the Albany Law School Moot Court program. Renee is also one of our best mentors for the National Alumni Association's AIM program, including hosting some small group mentoring sessions for current students, in addition to one-on-one mentoring. In fact, this past August, she and board member Pat Wilds hosted a workshop for students about networking skills and strategies for the 2L class. As a one-on-one mentor, she remains in contact with mentees well past their official mentoring period, checking in on them during their time in law school, finding ways to incorporate them in some of her professional networks and become a great connection for them for their lifetime. Renee is the best example of what an AIM mentor is. In addition to the time she spends with Moot Court and AIM, we know the great Career and Professional Development Center team counts on her Very often, she participates in mock interviews with students to prepare them for internship placements on future jobs. And she does this anytime she is asked. In 2020, Renee was recommended by our executive committee of the National Alumni Association to join our board as a new board member. She is now a proud and very active director of the National Alumni Association, and we couldn't be happier to have her as part of our board. Oh, and two more things. Renee is also an avid runner and alumna of the Misdemeanors women's rugby team at Albany Law School. On behalf of all of the students you have already helped in your time as a terrific alumna, thank you, Renee, for all you have done and continue to do for Albany Law School. My friends, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present the Outstanding Young Alumni Award to Renee L Barrons, class of 2012. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for that outstanding introduction, Judge Crummy. You knew things about me that I didn't know you know. So I wrote down a couple things. First, I just want to express my gratitude as a recipient of this award. I am truly honored. As pretty much everyone in this room knows, Albany Law School means a lot to me. And I was able to have such a meaningful connection to the school because they invite me back very often. So I want to say thank you to the National Alumni Association Board for nominating me. I also want to thank the law school itself for truly giving me a leg up in the legal community and allowing me to come back and volunteer as much as I do. And will also give my parents a very, very huge thank you for supporting me all through law school, because without them, I would not be where I am. And also thank you to my fiance for being here. But so just a couple quick words that I prepared. You know, most of you don't know that I was a transfer student. And I told the director of admissions at the time I interviewed to transfer into Albany Law. I said, just give me a chance and you're never going to regret accepting me into this school. And then I spent the next 2 years working very, very hard to make sure that I kept that promise to her. This school, I have the interesting perspective of having been to 2 different schools. This school is outstanding in so many ways that I don't think other students necessarily know, because they will only spend their time at this school. So because I recognize that, because this school means that much to me, that is one of the driving forces behind why I come back as often as I do. And I will say to any of the alum that are out there and thinking about it, please come back and join us, because there are a lot of students here that would love to have some dynamic mentees, or mentors rather. So the other thing that I will just take a quick moment to plug is, you know, we are coming out of this, you know, semi-post-COVID pandemic state, which of course none of us have experienced before in our lifetimes. And you know, I want to challenge everyone to, you know, go out of your way to be more empathetic and to be more kind. You don't know what people went through for the last year and a half. I have had the opportunity to guide multiple mentees through some really, really challenging things, whether that be family life or actual career decisions, but just try to be more empathetic and kind, because I think we all need a little bit more of that in the world. And again, I am so thankful to be here tonight, and good luck.
Congratulations, Renee. The Humanitarian Achievement Award was created in 2019 by the National Alumni Association to recognize the extraordinary humanitarian contributions of an individual in the community who dedicates their time and legal expertise to improve quality of life and fight indifference, intolerance, and injustice through providing pro bono services, engaging in activism, supporting legal education, improving the delivery of legal services, and beyond. Tonight, we have this great opportunity to honor our friend, Lillian Moy, who for an entire career has worked to do just that. As the award reads, improve quality of life and fight indifference, intolerance, and injustice. Lillian is a staunch supporter of Albany Law School, always finding ways to work collaboratively with our tremendous faculty, our amazing alumni, and our talented students to create opportunities and services that help to deliver legal needs to those very much in need. Since 1995, Lillian Moy has led the Legal Aid Society of Northeastern New York, working toward the mission of the organization, which fights for fairness, dignity, and justice for all those living in poverty, and for a society which is inclusive and equitable for all. Overseeing this mission for legal services in 16 counties in upstate New York, Lillian has managed the board of directors, of which so many Albany Law School alumni have served on and had direct interaction with Lillian in creating so many great opportunities. Early in her career, her drive to help people didn't waver. She worked for the Georgia Legal Institute Legal Services Program and the Legal Assistance Corporation of Central Massachusetts. Lillian's had a remarkable career in the area of public service and supporting and advocating for humanity. For decades, she has built collaborations with so many Capital Region partners. Just to name a few of her career highlights, Lillian is a member of the board of directors of the Albany Medical Center, and she serves on the governance committee of the Capital District Pride Center. She is recognized nationally as a writer and trainer in the civil legal aid community. She currently serves as the American Bar Associate Standing Committee on the Pro Bono and Public Service and the Legal Access Job Corps Task Force. She is past chair of the Civil Policy Group and the Board of National Legal Aid and Defender Association. She also serves as chair of the New York State Bar Association's Committee on Attorney Professionalism and serves on the Nominating Committee, President's Committee on Access to Justice, and on the Committee regarding legal aid. Lillian is also co-convener of the New York Diversity Coalition, a group of legal services staffs and managers dedicated to raising and resolving diversity issues in the legal aid community. Lillian has been a part of our community for so many years. And even as a graduate of the Boston University School of Law, she has built so many strong relationships with our Albany Law School like no friend has. And so much so that I often think many of us believe that actually Lillian is ours from the beginning, and we are so pleased to call her our own every day of the year. Lillian has helped us educate many of our graduates over the years, and she has served here as an adjunct professor. In 1998, the school was wise enough to present Lillian with the Kate Stoneman Award. She has been a regular participant in many of our events and activities, especially around Kate Stoneman Day and more. And finally, even as recently as this past year during the pandemic, Lillian upped the game at the Legal Aid Society and Albany Law School by working with Professor Ray Brescia to create the COVID Response Corps, a group of 20 summer full-time interns to serve as law clerks, as well as added a cadre of part-time positions to help with COVID-19 related research. Lillian, you are a true example of what it means to be a humanitarian, and it is with my great honor to present you with the Humanitarian Achievement Award to you this afternoon.
Thank you. Oh my comments. Just 30 minutes.
Just kidding. And I think I want to say that although I did graduate from BU, many days in the last 2 decades, I've wished it was from the Albany Law School that I graduated, because it takes a big school to be such a part of the community, to be so engaged with services to the poor. So thank you. I'm so proud to be an honorary alum and to be recognized by the National Alumni Association. I'll just say thank you to my colleagues, to so many members of my board who are actually alums and who bring everything they learned here to the good at the Legal Aid Society of Northeastern New York. I think some of you in the room are familiar with Brian Stevenson, an unparalleled equal justice advocate. So I wanted to say that every day at the Legal Aid Society, we start the day saying something Brian taught us, which is that the opposite of poverty is not wealth. He said the opposite of poverty is justice. So I thought, oh, you know, we say this to ourselves every day at Legal Aid. Maybe not every day, okay? But many days, because that is a concept and a set of words that brings us together when our clients are very challenging, when for some reason the judge doesn't agree with the arguments we've made, or when we've got a beef with each other, right? It is very important for us all to remember that this is why we are at the Legal Aid Society. And at the end of each day, sometimes we have to take a moment to remind ourselves that the opposite of poverty is not wealth. The opposite of poverty is justice. So I want to thank all of you, the National Alumni Association, for seeing that the work at the Legal Aid Society, supported by so many graduates who are passionate and skilled staff, by so many board members who bring their heart that you installed in them here, to bear for the Legal Aid Society and to bear for our work in creating justice. Because we all know now, right? The opposite of poverty is not wealth. The opposite of poverty is? Yes. Tomorrow morning when you get up, remember that, and remember every day when you go to practice. I want to thank the Dean. I want to thank Judge Crummy and the leadership of the National Alumni Association. I do have a tiny, tiny little thank you. Yes, for, well, that's her. I think that's the Dean's. Is that, we did it right? Okay. And can you show them? Yeah, every day, tomorrow morning, maybe they'll wear these. I don't know, Dee, do you wear t-shirts to work? Not really, huh? Maybe this one tomorrow, because friends at home, guess what it says? You know what it says. So anyway, thanks very much. I'm very honored and glad that my children, Katie Mustras is on virtually, thanks. And my daughter, Maria Moy Santos, is here. I wanted to bring my adorable, very tall 2.5-year-old granddaughter, but she's not vaccinated, so I thought not. My partner, Elliot Rich, who's here tonight with me and every night in this path towards creating justice, right? And honored also to be with other winners of these honors today, to Renee Barrons, to Patrick Jordan, to the Honorable
Ryan, Donovan, and to J.K. Hague. Who are you? Where are you? Ah, thank you. To all of you and to the National Alumni Association for doing all you do every day to create justice. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lillian. It is now my privilege to present the Donald D. DeAngelis Class of 1960 Excellence in Alumni Service Award. The Donald D. DeAngelis Excellence in Alumni Service Award, created in 1989, recognizes outstanding dedication and commitment to alumni, to the National Alumni Association, and to Albany Law School. It was named in honor of Donald D. DeAngelis, class of 60, who served as the first president of the National Alumni Association Board of Directors. He was a member also of the Albany Law School Board of Trustees, and while a student, associate editor of the Albany Law Review. The National Alumni Association is honored to present this award to Patrick K. Jordan, class of 2002. Recognizing Pat Jordan is a true honor for me because he is the gold standard of what excellence in alumni service means. Additionally, years ago, Pat welcomed me to the National Alumni Association Board, and I had the privilege of serving on his executive committee. Pat joined the National Alumni Association Board of Directors in 2005, still serving in his role today, now in his 16th year. During his time on the board, Pat has served in many capacities, both on the executive committee, as president, and even a 2-year stint with our Board of Trustees. During this time as president, Pat has helped to continue the great tradition of the National Alumni Association. He helped find passionate new directors, worked to build strong alumni advocates for Albany Law School, found new ways to honor fellow alumni, and created opportunities for networking and giving back to our current students. Professionally, Pat is the Chief Legal Officer for the Port of Albany, working a very busy position in representing the port in a variety of capacities, including through any litigation, legal proceedings, ensuring legal compliance, and so much more. Previously, Pat was the Deputy Corporation Counsel for the City of Albany, where he was actively advising city administration and handling civil litigation for matters relating to real property. While with the city, Pat was also the counsel to the city's Common Council, Planning Board, and the Citizens Police Review Board, which works very closely with our very own Albany Law School. Let me just take a moment to go back to Pat's dedication and devotion to our school. Through alumni office attendance tracking records for events and programs that we have on record, Pat has attended nearly 60 events, reunion nearly every year since 2010, including some of the virtual reunion program last year. And this is only what we know. Oftentimes, Pat will join us at any event that will help support the network and our school. Finding ways to get alumni together is a great passion for Pat. However, it is the time he has committed to the entire school over the years that truly sets him apart. He is a trusted volunteer for our admissions team, sitting on panels, attending open house receptions, and always raising his hand to help bring perspective to our incoming students. It is safe to say that Pat Jordan is one of the most connected and involved alumni at our Albany Law School. In addition to his current role on our board, Pat is also a member of the Government Law Center Advisory Board and has held this role for many years. Finally, Pat served as a member of the Board of Trustees while he was also serving our National Alumni Association. During his leadership on our board, he willingly stepped into an additional service in an executive capacity because his passion for the success of the board and its directors is unparalleled. Pat, you are a dedicated and passionate graduate about Albany Law School, and we are so grateful for that. Everyone here has interacted with you in some way, and you are what the network is all about. As a friend and colleague, it is my great pleasure to present the Donald D. DeAngelis Excellence in Alumni Service Award to Patrick K. Jordan.
I'm going to stick to my script, 'cause if I go off, it doesn't usually end well. So, Judge, thank you very much for that kind introduction. Certainly an exaggeration. Everybody in this room does just what I do. So I want to thank Judge Crummy, Jeff Sieber, National Alumni Association for today's event. Thank you to the many judges, trustees, alumni, and professors for being here and virtually. It is actually very nice. Professors and trustees, I can see you on this screen and we can all see you behind us. Thank you for being here in person and virtually. And I want to especially thank Dean Willett and her administration for keeping the school open and actually thriving during these very difficult times. I've had several conversations over the last year and a half with students, alumni, and professors who have all shared how thrilled they are with the school's response to the pandemic. I'm truly honored to share tonight with some really remarkable attorneys that have given so much back to the law school and the community. I want to thank some people who are important to me for coming today. My wonderful wife, Laura, excuse me, who I met here 21 years ago, and who's always supported me. My children, Finn and Tegan, my father, Tom, who came up from Rhode Island, and my first boss, Gary Stiglmeyer, class of 75, and his wife, Mary, who have been great friends of ours since my first year of practice. When I started Albany Law, I really saw it as just a means to an end, another step in the process. There are a lot of alumni that feel that way, that think this place is just another school. And when they walk out after graduation, that's it. That's where my head was at when I graduated. But I quickly began to understand the impact the law school and being an alumni would have on my life within just a year of graduating. I'll give you just a few reasons why I give back. When I graduated, a lot of us were looking for jobs in a tight market. A friend of mine who had graduated a year ahead of me knew I was looking, and when a position with Albany Corporation Counsel opened, she immediately told me. I put my resume in, and she and another alum gave the boss their recommendations on my behalf, and after an interview, I was hired. Albany alumni did that for me. I had also met Judge Bud Malone, class of 72, and he explained to me that Albany alumni needed to look out for each other and that I should come see him so he could show me the ropes before I began practicing in Supreme Court. I went over to his chambers and he introduced me to his law clerk and secretary. And then he said he was going to walk me around the courthouse. I figured maybe I'd meet another judge or two. Instead, Judge Malone walked me into nearly every chamber on all 5 floors of the courthouse, including meeting with the county and Supreme Court clerks. He made sure I had a meaningful introduction to Judge Keegan, who at the time was the administrative judge and was also a former assistant corp counsel. The best part of that day was, was meeting with presiding Justice Tony Cardona, who became an instant friend and always checked up on my wife and I. Judge Malone knew that meeting the judges prior to appearing before them would make a huge difference, and it did. Albany alumni helping and guiding me so early in my career made it easy to see that Albany Law grads needed to support each other. And when I was asked to join the National Alumni Association Board of Directors in 2005, I was more than happy to. Since then, I've tried to pay it forward as best I can by mentoring students, helping with mock interviews, speaking with potential students and their families, hiring law school interns, keeping alumni informed about the law school, and helping graduates land jobs. NAA members probably got tired of me reminding them at every meeting to keep their eyes and ears open for jobs and to share them with other alumni in the school. But it's not just about supporting alumni. Supporting an institution is equally important. Just a few years ago, after attending graduation, a graduate's parents reminded me that 4 years earlier, I spoke with them and their daughter about the benefits of attending Albany Law and how our interaction that day was a big part of why she and they chose the school. There are many alumni that do similar acts and so much more. And I know that we together make the law school stronger. I was fortunate, as Peter said, to be president of the Alumni Association for 2 years and on the board of trustees for actually 3 years. And I really felt like I had a voice, and the dean and her leadership team valued my opinion. I hope that I made a small mark on the school during that time. So almost 20 years later, I'm still trying to convince some alumni to give back or to give more. Some ask me, what do they owe the law school for? I usually say, for the same reasons I do. For your career, your home, your spouse, your family, and your reputation. I don't think I can pay that back enough for all that the law school has done for me. Thank you again for this honor, and congratulations to the rest of the awardees. Thank you. Congratulations once again.
I now have the distinct pleasure of presenting the 2021 Distinguished Alumni Award. The Distinguished Alumni Award, created in 1998 to recognize an individual's continuous record of service to Albany Law School, is a high honor bestowed by the National Alumni Association Board of Directors. The award criteria include outstanding professional accomplishments, sustained engagement, and continual support of Albany Law School. It is my honor to present the Distinguished Alumni Award today to the Honorable Ryan T. Donovan, class of 2001. Judge Donovan has a record of service that is above and beyond. He is loyal, dedicated, impressive, and impassioned, and completely epitomizes the definition of this award. Many of our community members have noted that when Ryan was a student here at Albany Law School, it was evident that he would become a great alumnus and that he would stay involved. It has been reported that Ryan was always a pleasure to work with as a student because of his maturity, investment in his education, and his incredible sense of humor. Ryan served on the Albany Law School National Alumni Association Board of Directors starting in 2000, first as a director, then on the executive committee, and finally in 2010 when he was elected as our president of the National Alumni Association. In addition to his role, he sat as a member of the Board of Trustees of our school. While on the board, he saw the need for ways that the National Alumni Association could help our current students succeed in obtaining jobs. He worked to develop the now famous mock interview night in conjunction with Joanne Casey of our Career and Professional Development Center. Through this program, he rallied alumni to come interview students and provide feedback to our students. He even conceptualized the idea of a networking reception to follow, as this is an important part of career networking. The program, even though it's virtual at this point, still occurs each semester and has for well over a decade. Ryan has attended many alumni events over the years, ranging from alumni networking events, serving on various committees, and being part of many reunions. Ryan is a regular in his foursome at the Albany Law School and Albany County Bar Association golf outing, and enjoys competition with other judges, lawyers, guests, all in support of Albany Law School and its connection to the alumni and members of the Albany County Bar Association. Even this past spring, Ryan helped to spearhead a CLE program with Board of Trustee members Stephen Younger and the Honorable Christina Ryba and alumni Danielle Quinn and Professor Pat Connors regarding commercial division rules in Supreme and County Court. Ryan's dedication goes beyond his time and expertise, as Ryan has become a regular contributor to the annual fund, supporting student scholarships for over 15 years. Today, Ryan is a partner with Harris, Conway, and Donovan. He has handled all aspects of civil litigation, including motion and trial practice in both New York State and federal courts. He has represented both defendants and plaintiffs in complex medical malpractice and personal injury cases from inception through trial. He has also successfully argued cases at the appellate level. Ryan is fiercely loyal to Albany Law School, hiring our students as interns and associates at his firm. He is always a phone call away and happy to speak with our students who are seeking advice on their careers. Even when Ryan became a town justice for the town of Bethlehem in 2006, he still made time for students and fellow alumni. He is also an active member of the legal community, serving as a member of the American Bar Association and New York State Bar Association. He is truly one of a kind and someone we are all proud to call one of our own, and someone that we can rely on at any time, anywhere. Today, it gives me the highest privilege to present the Distinguished Alumni Award to Judge Ryan T. Donovan.
Thanks very much. Well, thank you very much. Before I begin, I want to say hi to my mom and dad. They're in that corner. Dale did not want to listen. So, thank you very much. This is a surreal experience doing this both virtually and in person, but we're lucky to do it. Thank you very much, Judge Crummy and the National Alumni Association, Dean Wallette, and the entire ALS community. Receiving this award is a bit of a surprise to me, honestly. I think I called Jeff asking if it was a prank. It's not something I was looking to earn or had aspirations to attain, but I'm very proud and honored to receive it. I guess this award is for contributions to law school, and I've obviously done that in the last 20 years, and I started to ask myself, as I was preparing for tonight, well, why do I do that? And I wasn't really sure. And then I came to this conclusion last night that it's because this is where I became an adult. This is where I learned so many things. And I have so many fond memories of this school that I keep wanting to come back. It doesn't feel like work if you really enjoy the institution and the people. I came here fresh out of college. I was 22 years old. Wasn't really sure what a tort was. I thought I'd go to law school. I fell in love with it. I was very fortunate because it didn't work out that way for everybody who came in the way I did, which was a bit ignorant. But I fell in love with the curriculum. I really enjoyed the staff and the professors. I enjoyed the camaraderie with the students. I liked the fact that I was an institution where everyone was trying their best to do something, to attain something, to get this degree, to pass the bar exam. I felt like we're all moving in the same direction, and that team approach I really enjoyed. I enjoyed playing rugby here. I enjoyed being involved in student government. I had a great time in law school. I always say if it was free, I'd still be here. But I learned how to be a professional. I learned how to communicate in a different way. Because of the education I received here, I've been able to become an equity partner in a small law firm and work with two fellow alumni who I truly enjoy. I love what I do. I'm lucky to go to work there every day. Because of Albany Law School, I've been able to serve as town justice in my hometown for 15 years and hopefully make a positive impact on some people. Because of my education here at Albany Law School, I've been able to be an adjunct professor here for about 10 years and work with students and then counsel them afterward and really enjoy that time. Most importantly, my family started here. I met my wife in the courtyard, much like Pat and Laura, on August 20th, 1998. I was confident in our future as soon as I met her. She wasn't. We got there. It took a little time. Now, 20 some years later, we have 3 children. My daughter Riley's here tonight. My sons couldn't be here based on athletic pursuits, but it all started here. I have a wonderful feeling about this law school and I come here because of that, because of so many other things. And every August when I start my class, which is 8 a.m. on Mondays, it keeps the amount of students signing up down. I get that great feeling like it did when I was 22, that exciting feeling of something great was going to happen, something new. I feel like I'm 22 when I walk through those doors, and then the students remind me that I'm not. But I really appreciate this award. It is an honor. It was a surprise. And I thank everyone and congratulations to all the other awardees.
Congratulations, Judge. We're so pleased to have you with us this evening. And now, to present the final award of the evening, I would like all of us to welcome the leader of our Board of Trustees, who brings us to high places and a true friend of mine, the chairman of the board of the Albany Law School, Deborah Trays, class of 1977.
Thank you, Peter. And thank you, Judge, also for all the work that goes in on the National Alumni Association with you and your colleagues to find the best and the finest among us and to acknowledge them here tonight. We appreciate that. I also want to take just a moment to thank the dean and faculty and all of the administration and staff at Albany Law School for their passion and compassion over the last year and a half to keep the school open, to keep classes going, to keep the law school in a position where we continue to provide the best possible education to students. So thank you. It has not been easy. There have been days, but we have done it and it's a tremendous accomplishment. This evening, I have the honor, actually the great honor, to present the Albany Law School Trustees Gold Medal. The Trustees Gold Medal, first awarded in 1966, is the highest accolade bestowed by Albany Law School and is given to an individual who has demonstrated a record of exemplary support and dedication to the advancement of Albany law. Since the founding of this award, the Board of Trustees has honored 66 exceptional graduates, faculty, and friends of the law school. This year, I am thrilled to present this honor to J.K. Hage III, class of 1978. As a passionate supporter of the law school for the past 30+ years, J.K. has tirelessly committed his time, energy, passion, and formidable talents to the success of our school. In addition, he has an amazing family legacy here and has created one too. Let me tell you more about why we have selected JK as this year's recipient and why we're delighted to bestow this honor on JK. As an unequivocal supporter of the law school, JK has seen and been part of it all. JK has served as a member of the Board of Trustees since 2004, making this his 17th year. That's not a misstatement, his 17th year on the board, a commitment that we are lucky to have had and that I know he's very proud of. Throughout the years on the board, he participated in multiple committees and advisory boards, including the Advancement Committee for the school, the Finance Committee, serving in a very important role on the Finance Committee through a rough economy. His expertise, experience, and dedication have helped to shape where Albany Law School is today. In addition to his service on the board, JK has hosted and attended innumerable events at Albany Law School over the years. He's held networking receptions at Utica at his firm, Hage LLC, attended multiple reunions, and established perhaps an unbeatable record as an attendee at the traditional Albany Law School Day at the Races. Year in and year out, we can count on JK and his terrific family to be there to celebrate at this event, wearing great hats and great ties. JK is also a valued and generous donor and philanthropist, as exhibited through his 30+ years of cumulatively giving back to the law school. His generosity on a yearly basis supports the Albany Law School Fund. He is also a contributor to the Library Fund, the Wilkinson Memorial Fund, and has been a stalwart advocate for students through his support of the Student Legacy Funds. His contributions lift our law school and they lift our students. Professionally, JK is the managing member of Hage LLC and is of counsel to Lucas LaFuria, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Gutierrez and Sachs LLP, a Washington, DC firm. In the course of a highly successful career, he founded Independent Wireless One Corporation, a national Sprint PCS affiliate, and was the organizer and first executive director of the Griffiths Institute, where his daughter Heather is now president and CEO. In a long, successful, and varied career, JK has experience that crosses multiple sectors, including public and private companies, profit and nonprofit boards, legal and management roles. JK has been as multi-talented in his professional service as he has as a member of Albany Law School's board. Finally, and probably the most proud aspect of his service with Albany Law School for JK is his deep family connection to the school. JK is proud to have attended Albany Law School following his father, James J. Hage, class of 1930. As a proud dad himself, he's always been delighted and honored to see his children become a part of the Albany Law School family. I know some of his family were able to make it here this evening, including his daughter Heather, class of 2006, Gabriel, class of 2016, and his most recent daughter to cross the commencement stage, Hannah, class of 2020. And so importantly, we do not want to forget to mention his very lovely wife, Hetty, who through it all has also been one of Albany Law's greatest assets and supporters. We can't thank you enough for your support of the school and for your amazing family legacy. JK, you've been a tremendous asset to our law school. We are so grateful for your generosity to your alma mater. It's difficult to sufficiently recognize your dedication, loyalty, duty, and long commitment. But let me try. JK, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and with great personal admiration and affection, I am so delighted to be able to honor and celebrate you with the following recognition: for his enduring commitment, tireless leadership, abundant support, and unflagging service to the community. It is a great honor to present the Board of Trustees Gold Medal to JK Hage III, class of 1978.
Nice to have a photo taken when it's not a mug shot. Believe me, I've been there. It is a great honor to be here this evening. And as the judge said, I was totally shocked that I was selected for this award. And I said to Dan Grossman, I think, who was my classmate at Albany Law School, that I kept waiting for a call in which someone would say to me, you know, we're very sorry, but it was a mistake. It was supposed to go to somebody else. I know everybody's eager to get out to the reception, as am I, and I won't keep you long. But I want you to get a sense of why I was shocked that I would receive this great honor. I'm willing to wager that I'm the only recipient since 1966 to receive this award who was rejected by Albany Law School. Now, I've given some money to the Helen Wilkinson Fund. And let me tell you a little bit about Helen Wilkinson and why I am so dedicated to Albany Law School begins with Helen Wilkinson. Helen ran Albany Law School. I don't care who the dean was. And she worked here with many deans. But Helen ran the law school. She had a desk right in front of the dean's desk. And there was a little glass partition that separated them. And after you had a conversation, there was really very little reason to talk to the dean because Helen would dispose of almost anything that arose. Now, when I applied to Albany Law School in 1972, Helen wrote me a letter and said, I'm very sorry to say, I'm paraphrasing, that we cannot offer you a place in Albany Law School. Now, some people, probably no one in this room, have received rejection letters. But I bet nobody has received one that said the following. The next sentence in the letter was, and please don't reapply unless, she said, please don't reapply next year or the year after, unless you can turn around what we have seen of your undergraduate record. So I guess the fact that I'm standing here today, now you can understand why I was stunned ultimately to get into Albany Law School. So rather than just put my tail between my legs and go off and do something else, I just determined that I was going to come to Albany Law School. So I had never taken the GREs. For that matter, I never took the SATs and I never applied to college either. I just ended up getting into a college because a lawyer in Utica heard me speak in a public speaking competition and said, that young man belongs at Hamilton College. And he took me up to meet the dean of admissions, and that's how I got into Hamilton College. Never actually applied. And the same thing happened in graduate school. I found out that a professor from Hamilton had a graduate school classmate who was chair of the Romance Languages department at New York University. And I asked that professor if I could go down to New York because I'm fluent in Spanish and I had lived in South America during high school for a while. And I thought it might be fun to do a PhD in languages. This professor from Hamilton said, "You think it would be fun to do a PhD in languages?" Well, what gives you the idea that they're going to let you do that? I said, "You leave that to me." I went down to NYU. I talked my way past the security guard. I went up to the office of the chair of the graduate department in Romance languages. And I won't bore you with the whole story, but he said after about an hour-long conversation, they wouldn't ever let me see him, but I saw him through the door. And then when the security guards came and asked me to leave, I waited outside on the sidewalk. I figured he had to leave sometime. And after a conversation with him on the sidewalk, he said, "Here's what I'll do. You sign up for 2 courses in the graduate department, and if you ace them, I'll let you into the PhD program." Well, I did. And I was first in my class. I spent 3 years doing all the coursework for a PhD, but I really didn't want a PhD. I wanted to go to Albany Law School. So 3 years later, in 1975, after working for a few months in Washington for Ralph Nader, I came back and went to Helen Wilkinson's office without an appointment. And I said, "Miss Wilkinson," we all call her Miss Wilkinson, "you probably don't remember the letter you wrote me." She said, "Oh, yes, I do." I said, "Well, I've got another transcript I'd like to show you. And I hope this time you'll view me differently." And that's why I'm here today. So when people ask me what Albany Law School means, that's what it means. And I know that the staff and the faculty at this law school follow very proudly in Helen Wilkinson's tradition. What you do for your students, and I see some of you here, what you do for your students echoes around the world. And so that an independent, standalone law school can continue to prosper in the current environment is nothing short of a miracle. And if you don't know how close we've come over the years to financial ruin, it's probably a story we shouldn't tell. But we have fought it out and we have prevailed because of this dean and because of a remarkable board of trustees and an astoundingly dedicated faculty. We don't always agree with each other. And I'm the first one to disagree. But we pull together when the going gets tough. And that's what it takes in life. It's about grit. And grit is not something that one does alone. Grit is something that grows up from the ground. It grows, you feel it in you, and you gain it from the people around you. Whether you're in the military, or you played a sport, or you sang in a choir, or you performed as part of a theater troupe, as I did and my children did, you learn that the best of you comes out because of your involvement with other people. And Albany Law School teaches us that. And we are evidence of it. And it's our obligation to perpetuate it. And that's why I give back to Albany Law School. As has already been said, my greatest contribution to Albany Law School there sits in the back of the room. My 3 children, all of whom are graduates of this law school. And I hope, since we now have grandchildren, that there may be more to come. Thank you very much for this honor. I would like to congratulate all the other awardees and thank the dean and the faculty. We can never repay what you do. Thank you.
Congratulations, JK, and hearing the comments provided by the recipients of these awards, initially generated by the National Alumni Association, only underscore the value of these awards. And in recognizing and these distinguished individuals, and they show us the inside of what it means to be a student and a graduate of Albany Law School. Each shared moments from their own personal lives that none of us might have known before. And each one provided heartfelt comments about these awards and their relationship with Albany Law School. So I'm so happy to continue this fine tradition for the National Alumni Association. And we were so fortunate tonight to have our leader, Deb Trace, with us tonight as well, to provide that distinguished award to JK as well. It's through her capacity, leadership, dedication, and industry that leads this Board of Trustees and brings us to new heights every day. And I want to thank all of you for coming this evening and being a part of this very fabulous event. And we look forward to our award ceremony next year. Enjoy the evening. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
So there is a reception right outside in the tent, outside of the west entrance to the law school. So please join us at Novo Kitchen. There's some delicious food out there. I hope you could spend some time out there with us for sure. And thank you all very, very much for coming this evening. The honorees, we do want to take some pictures. So if you could all just kind of hang back here for a minute and come down. Do let you as well and Deb, you as well. If you could just hang for another 5 minutes.